Good morning, Brian.
Can you hear me?
There we go. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, Isaac, can you hear me? This is Sonia.
Sonia, I can hear you loud and clear.
How do I make it so oh, hi, Brian.
Hello.
Randy, we have a great view or beard.
How do I make it so I can see more people?
So
You have a gallery
up at the
view.
top right, you can click on gallery view.
Ah, there we go.
Hello.
Oh, hey.
You're lucky I'm not at home. I'd be naked.
Someone's wearing pants.
So,
Hey.
well, so Mary's friends got together for a Zoom call here a week or so ago, and for the most part, they're kind of all first-time users. But the one gal was having a difficult time getting the video piece to work. The audio came up; they could hear her. She couldn't get the video; it froze on her. So her husband is a kind of a techie guy, and he was working from home. So he came into the room, and he eventually got the video piece to work, which was fine, except that he'd kind of forgotten how he works at home. While he was wearing a shirt up top, that was just fine. But when he turned around to leave the room, and of course the camera caught it, he was just wearing his underwear.
Red briefs, red brief underwear.
Oh, well, at least
At least he was wearing them.
Hi, Mary.
Yeah. Hi, Sonia. Everybody.
Who's Colin?
Who's who?
I'm the presenter today. I'm with the Sailing School.
Oh, very nice. So we got to talk a little better. Well, or at least I do.
Say, Sonia,
Yeah?
I need a couple of volunteers for today's meeting because only one person obviously can talk at a time and be heard. So I need a volunteer to do the pledge, and I need a volunteer to do our four-way test. Would you do the four-way test for me?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, here you go.
It's going to be a test that I remember.
Well, exactly.
Let's show you our happy buck early.
Ah,
Meet her. Had her 3 weeks now.
oh, so sweet.
She's 17 months old, so she's not a baby. She bonded to Brian right away. She follows him everywhere.
Literally.
Trying to show us.
It's a-
Randy, what are you trying to show us?
Are they?
Isaac, you got a booger.
Yes, that's, yeah.
Hey, Doug, it says Lori.
Yeah, I know. I'm using Lori's computer, and I don't really know how to change that. So
That's all right.
I'm just, I'll be Lori today if I have to be. I just lost the video. What happened?
Oh,
Really?
I can still see you.
We got you.
Ross, you got your daughter helping you out?
There we go. Got it now.
There we go.
We'll wait a couple more minutes here see if anyone else is going to join us.
Mary and Brian, did you guys end up driving down to Florida to get that dog or no?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, how'd that go?
Fine. It was just as things were about coming to a head, like it was mid-trip when they closed the beaches and started closing things
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, so I think you guys were driving down about when we were coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were down there for St. Patty's Day. That's the timing. So
Yeah.
we came home and we left everything in the garage so it would sit for 3 days, all our luggage and everything, and self-quarantined for 2 weeks.
There you go. Yeah,
We
that's
made it.
true. Lots of fun.
Yeah, we've been out of the house once in 3 weeks, so.
And you haven't killed each other?
No.
She throws me outside to do yard work, so.
No.
Hopefully,
I've
you're
been cutting and splitting firewood like a freaking lumberjack.
Isaac, I'm joining in on my work computer too.
You just can't get enough of us, can you, Randy?
Well, the screen isn't big enough, Isaac. That's all I'll say.
Randy, it should be pretty easy to figure out who our guests are. I know that I have two of my guests who've already checked. And Colin, I think you already know how to do it, but you are now unmuted, okay? And Matthew, you have yourself on mute.
Yep, I'll just mute myself talking. So
Okay.
All right. Well, all right, guys, it's a few minutes after 12, so let's go ahead and kick this thing off.
Mornings or towards the end of the day. So yeah, there it is.
All right. We'll kind of do a few of the standard things from our meeting. So to kick it off today, I'm going to ask Mary to do an invocation for us.
Dear Lord, we ask that you bless this meeting of the Hudson Rotary Club on a day when we remain concerned for ourselves, our neighbors, and our country. When the world is dark and full of fear, let us bring the light of dawn. Where there is turmoil swirling around, help us to be the voice of calm. When hope is needed, let us raise a voice that inspires. Where help is needed, show us how to be the supporting hand. Keep us strong until this moment passes. We ask in his name, amen.
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 And we're going to see if I can figure out how to do this. I need a volunteer to do the pledge. Okay, everybody see that?
Oh.
Yep.
No.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
Hey.
of the United States
United
of America, and to the republic
Republic,
which
which stands
one
one nation
under
under
God,
God,
Under
indivisible,
indivisible,
liberty and justice.
liberty and justice for all.
Nice.
Sonia, would you like to do the four-way pledge for us, or four-way test, please?
I will. Absolutely. Of the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all
To all
concerned?
concerned,
Will it
will
build
bring
goodwill,
goodwill,
better friendships?
French,
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
beneficial to all concerned.
There we go.
Wow.
Amen. All right. Randy, I'll kick it to you, sir.
Are there two Randys here?
Yeah, that's me on my other computer because I can see all of you that way.
Okay.
I want to make
I
sure I
can't
see
see
all of you.
Hey, Dan.
So, Happy Bucks, welcome. Hope everybody's all safe and everybody's healthy in your families and getting by as we can. So if there's any happy dollars, let's start it out.
I owe you $1 for the dog I showed everyone. So we have our new puppy dog, so we're happy.
Mm.
Thank you, Mary. Anybody else?
I'll give a happy dollar. It's good to see everybody.
Dan, how you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good. Are you down southern Wisconsin or are you home?
I'm in Neenah, Wisconsin.
I feel your pain.
Tony looks all professional with awards right behind her. Her pictures.
Who?
Oh, me?
Joni.
Yeah.
She's centered right in the middle.
Yeah, nice. It turned out well, didn't it?
Yeah.
My new office at home, house we got last fall. And yeah, happy to be here. Happy to have this extra time to get some yard work done and bought some insulation for our shed. So life is good.
It's good.
Any other happy dollars?
Yeah, I've got one. This is actually Doug, not Lori, as it says. That's my wife's computer. But in the midst of all this, we were in the middle of a kitchen remodel, and things were getting delayed, and it was looking like most of the summer without a functional kitchen. but we had some good luck in the last week or so, and stuff's getting done. So really happy about that. So
Nice.
I'll tell you what, the Presto electric fry pan is the greatest thing in the world when you don't have a kitchen.
I'll give a happy buck about Kara and sitting on pins and needles for her election.
Oh, yeah.
That's a week of waiting.
That's a week of waiting.
What
Any
did
other-
you run for, Kara?
County board, St. Croix County Board.
Good luck to you.
So, thanks. Yeah, it's a crazy election cycle. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right. Any other happy bucks before we go to announcements? Okay, announcements. Any?
I have just one, Randy. It's kind of an update. We just want to make everyone aware that there has been an effort going on. Similar, I think I put out a message before about the United Way food bagging event that's going on this afternoon, and that I was kind of working jointly with Chris Wood from the Morning Club at other opportunities that we might have here for some volunteer service kind of stuff during this whole situation. So an effort primarily driven by Chris Wood and his team and Bill Alm from the city have been working on trying to, I guess, build a partnership with Operation Help, wherein we kind of anticipating that if this thing blows up a little bit more in St. Croix County, that there's going to be a need for kind of a delivery service, potentially for getting groceries delivered, that kind of thing, for people that end up being shut in. So coming out of that, eventually maybe give some volunteer opportunities for Rotary by delivery. Just keep you updated. They're kind of building a website that's also going to be kind of an informational hub. And once that gets a little bit more polished, I'll share that with everyone so you can see it. But just a heads up, there may be something additional coming down the road here in a week. Other than that, Randy, I don't have any other announcements.
Rotary Minute.
Yes, I do have a Rotary Minute. It's simply just in shortness of time today. It is a quote from the founder of Rotary, Paul Harris, and that is, "A simple home in which contentment dwells is infinitely preferable to a palace full of luxuries but without peace." So that is something to ponder, especially now that so many are enjoying our homes in ways that we never thought we would before. And Rotary Minute.
At least you got your house done. Oh,
Yeah, five years ago.
All right, Brian.
I do have something.
Is this an announcement, Chuck, or you want to pay up, or?
No, I got an email from Abul Shara, and I thought I would share it with the club. I hadn't had time to do that, but I'll send it out by email.
It was shared.
But Dan probably got a copy of it.
Yeah,
Came
and
this morning.
I forwarded that out. Dan asked me to, so everyone should have that in their email box right now.
Oh, okay. Then I won't bother if Dan did it already. I don't know. I really fear for what's going to happen when that virus starts to spread in India, because they live in such cramped quarters, and their health care doesn't exist in the really doesn't exist at all in most of the rural area. It's going to be really ugly. They're okay for now, but I don't know what's coming.
All right. Thanks, Chuck.
Hi, everybody. This is Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Can you hear me? Hi there. If you don't mind, I'll make a quick announcement.
Go ahead.
By the way, I can't join via Zoom. Help Partners, in our infinite wisdom, has decided that they're restricting Zoom, so nobody can use it for security reasons, so I have to dial in.
Is that another way we
but
can
I
get
thought-
the coronavirus through Zoom? That's scary.
Yeah, I thought I would share just a couple of quick stats hot off the press here. I get these daily communications, and I just thought it might be interesting to share. So if you hadn't heard, Minnesota as of today has 1,154 confirmed COVID-19 cases with 135 patients currently hospitalized and 39 deaths. By the way, the average age of those deaths is 86 years old. Wisconsin has 2,756 cases with 29% requiring 29 patients requiring hospitalization and 29%, excuse me, requiring hospitalizations and 99 deaths. Across our healthcare system and health partners, we've had 202 confirmed cases and 3 confirmed COVID-related deaths. We currently only have 20 patients that are hospitalized. Just want to give everybody the assurance that we're doing everything that we possibly can here at the hospital for safety, for our employees. We're doing everything in terms of communications and coordination. We have 0, by the way, COVID-19 positive patients at the hospital. We're working very closely with Hudson physicians to coordinate care within our community. We had our Hudson Hospital Incident Command has been in place now for several weeks. I'm incident commander for the hospital. We're staffed 8 to 5 Monday through Friday as needed on weekends. We also have an incident command hotline for all employees. That's been pretty active. We've canceled all of our elective surgeries and procedures. That was a Health Partners mandate in response to the governor's direction. We've canceled or moved all appropriate clinic appointments to phone or video visits. We've, of course, suspended our volunteer program, our community classes, our gymnasium. We've got policies in place now for pay and PTO and vendors and food and deliveries. We've got a labor pool. We've identified essential workforces. We've got a process in place for employees who are exhibiting any symptoms. We've got universal and alternative masking in place for all employees. We've got a process for donations. We got daily incident command debriefings for leaders, daily communications going out to all staff. I think the most important thing, perhaps most relevant for everyone here, is we've got what we call surge plans in place for emergency department, for medical surge being our inpatient environment, for OB, birth center, all of our core services. So we've got a very comprehensive and choreographed plan in place that we'd be collaborating with other healthcare systems and within the hospitals, within health partners for what we call tier 2, tier 3, as we reach certain escalation points for patient influxes. We've got plans in place to handle that. We are expecting the peak to be happening within about 2, possibly 3 weeks. We got social distancing, of course, in place, screening of all patients and employees and visitors, all essential personnel with policies. We also have credentialing now in place with all sorts of different providers across the area here in the need of an emergency situation. They could all help out. We've coordinated with Hudson physicians. They've got at least 10 MDs and some NPs that can help out. So I want to give you the assurance that we're doing everything we possibly can. We haven't really communicated much in the community. It's been hit and miss. So there's a coordinated effort right now in place to make sure we can do that. I'll be sending out something in collaboration with our communications to all different community groups such as Rotary, the Chamber, et cetera. We're going to do press releases, but there's just so much planning and coordination on the back end that it's just been really difficult to kind of coordinate that. But I think we're at a point now, there's not much more we can really plan for. I think we've got all that covered. So now it's just a matter of reassuring the public that, of course, we've got everything in place. We're partnering very closely with public health at the state and local level, and being right across the border from Minnesota, that has to be a lot of coordination with that too. So I just realized I'm talking too much. Sorry about that, but there's so much going on. I wanted to let you all know that.
Thanks for the update, Tom.
Thanks. And I can tell you as of Monday or Tuesday, Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, St. Croix County had 7 confirmed.
Yes, I believe that's accurate.
Okay.
It's really quiet over here at the hospital. I mean, we're doing, of course, our emergency department, our imaging and lab and pharmacy, med surg and OB, and our specialty clinic is down to just infusion and oncology patients right now. But so it's pretty quiet over here. Hudson Physicians has reported they haven't had a flu patient now, and it's going on 10 days. So for all practical purposes, what I'm hearing from them, the flu is gone, and they're pretty quiet over there too. So it's the calm before. Hopefully it's not a big storm, but it's the calm before any influx of patients. But we have no indication it's going to be anytime soon. Just haven't seen it.
No. Thank you. Yeah, we got to reschedule Isaac's plastic surgery for his face, so let's get going.
You know,
all right.
I can't top that. But this is a final note. This is a final note here. So we will be doing press releases. We will have communications I can forward on to Rotary. I know Dr. Young attends Daybreak Rotary. He's giving updates. So we'll do our best to communicate information as it becomes available. You know, hopefully everybody's okay with that. We've been trying not to inundate people with communications, but we're trying to make sure it's choreographed as well.
Isaac, are you introducing a guest?
I am. Before I do, though, Randy, I want to say that you'll probably actually have to get a haircut here in a month or two.
Yes.
For the 1 or 2 hairs that you have on your head now.
Can I stop for a second too? I want to know where Paul's at, and that's not fair. He's going to have to go in a building or something. The palm trees behind him are really. That's just not right.
Well, you know, I should have my sign that says you should be here.
That's just not fair.
You have to pay extra for that, Dan.
Where are you, Paul?
San Juan.
Ah.
He's got a green screen behind him.
Shh.
Isaac, you ready to introduce our speaker?
I certainly am. So Colin Miller is the executive director of the St. Croix Sailing School. He has spoken to our club in the past and just wanted to share some updates on what originally, before we all went into quarantine, some updates on what was going to be happening with St. Croix Sailing School come this spring and summer. And I'm sure he has some even newer updates now with COVID and coronavirus. So with no further ado, Colin, I will turn it over to you, sir.
Great. Well, thank you guys all for having me. I am going to share my screen, and you'll just hear me talking, and it should be a full screen presentation. Feel free to interject with questions throughout, and I'll also have at the end, I'll close my screen again and we can answer any questions you might have. Just for the ease of listening, if everybody could mute their microphones, that way we won't have a bunch of interference. But here we go, and if you can't see anything, feel free to unmute your microphone and let me know if you can't hear anything. All right, so you should see this presentation. All right, can you guys see that full screen? Yes, cool. All right, well, thank you again. Good morning or good afternoon. So I'm here to tell you about the St. Croix Sailing School. We are a 501c3 nonprofit community boating center whose mission is to serve the St. Croix Valley with opportunities that provide lifelong sailing skills to youth and adults. As a part of our core mission, we strive to provide affordable river access to all who seek to enjoy our National Scenic Riverway. In 2020 will hopefully be our 12th year of providing members of our community with the joy of sailing and boating on the St. Croix River. We currently have postponed all of our programs to keep our community safe and healthy, and we will continue to follow local and federal guidelines to make decisions on when and if we can open up our programs this summer. So a little unfortunate news, but that's kind of going around for everyone. Right, so we became an official 501c3 nonprofit organization in the winter of 2008-2009 when a group of sailors from the St. Croix Sailing Club, which is a separate organization than the school, had the vision of a youth sailing program in downtown Hudson. As we've expanded our program to involve members of the community, our primary focus is to provide youth with safe boating education and the lifelong skill of learning how to sail. Along the way, our sailors learn sportsmanship, self-reliance, and respect for themselves and nature here on the beautiful St. Croix River. These crucial life lessons are all experienced while having fun and real adventures with friends, old and new. And some of these photos are from the last 2 years. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but these are some kids on our J22 sailboat and our C420 sailboat and our Opti sailboat. This will be our 3rd year, hopefully, of operating in our new location at the southernmost end of Lakefront Park to the west of the marina entrance. We are very grateful for the support from the City of Hudson in leasing this area to the school. It's kind of a new picture of our view. Last time I spoke with you guys, we had yet to move to our new location, and it's worked out really great for us. In the past 2 years, since I've spoken to you last, the Sailing School has expanded our programs to provide more opportunities to all in our community. Partnering with the St. Croix Valley YMCA, we offer their Forever Well community, sunset sailing cruises. Our American Sailing Association certifications has been really popular for adults who want to learn how to sail a small day sailing keelboat. And then we're also offering C420 sailing courses for adults who'd like to learn how to sail on a small dinghy sailboat. Our most popular program is the Wednesday night racing program. So each Wednesday throughout the summer, adults and youth get to race in a low stakes, fun environment. And it's quite a joy to see these kids, they come out with their parents and they're teaching their parents how to sail. So it's kind of a multi-generational sport in that way. We also have some adults that come down that haven't sailed for years and it's their first time stepping back on a boat and just the joy they experience doing that. Our spring high school racing program has already started. Well, it started online. We are doing hour-long educational videos for our spring sailors, and it's actually open to the whole community. So if you're interested in learning a little bit about the sport of sailboat racing, you can join our Google Hangouts. As I said at the beginning, all of our events are postponed until it's safe to gather in groups. It's been a especially hard time for our high school sailors because we've had such an inviting spring this year. During a normal high school season, we would host regattas for sailors throughout the Twin Cities and metro area that brings families to our beautiful downtown. We've already had to cancel, of course, our first regatta on April 25th. We're holding out hope for our June 25th or 26th regatta to happen. But again, like I said, we'll be following all state and federal guidelines. So our students learn in Lakefront Park. You can see here a couple instructors teaching the kids. And they sail right in the bay, right off downtown Hudson. You'll see those little boats going around. In a normal year, we start to get out on the water as soon as the ice leaves the river. So if we would have had a normal year, we probably would have been out sailing at the end of March this year. Our first program is spring racing, which has already started online or virtually. And then we go into weekly summer school programs that run from mid-June to mid-August. The adult program takes place in the evening throughout the summer. And then we end our season with high school racing in the fall from September to November 1st. Almost all of these sailors are your kids, grandkids, and neighbors from here in Hudson and around the St. Croix Valley area. It's a group of kids this last summer. In fact, we have provided programming for over 2,000 youth throughout our short history, and we look forward to continuing our mission of growing community sailing right here in Hudson and our St. Croix Valley for years to come. As I mentioned in my introduction, the Sailing School is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides river access. Providing river access is a core to part of our mission. And through partnerships with the YMCA Camp St. Croix and Youth Advantage in Stillwater, we have expanded our reach within the community. We also have a policy to turn no student away regardless of their financial position. And we can do this through generous gifts from private donors to our scholarship program. A little bit about our fleet. We now own 15 Opti sailboats. We've got a couple over the last 2 years. to kind of help fill out our program. These 8-foot sailing dinghies are sailed all around the world, and they're a great learning tool for youth. They're actually raced internationally, and they're kind of the go-to sailboat for youth. We also have 12 C420 sailboats that are used in sailing schools around the country. They're also for our high school sailing program as well as college sailing programs. We also have 2 J22 keelboats, and these are used for both sailing and racing training. They're also used for our ASA, American Sailing Association classes. In this photo, you can see some youth and some adults racing on the river with the sailing club on a Tuesday evening. Safety is our #1 priority at the sailing school. Our safety boats and coach boats include 2 inflatable rib boats and 2 Boston whalers. In partnership with US Sailing, the national governing body of the sport, we certify each instructor. So this certification covers safety and best sailing instruction practices. Each instructor is also Red Cross and First Aid CPR certified. This is a photo of a couple of our instructors on our safety boat. In 2020, our 4-day youth learn to sail programs are going to cost around $345. These run from 9 to 3:30, Monday through Thursday from mid-June to mid-August. If you'd like to learn more, you could click on this. I don't know if this is actually a clickable link, but I think it is. If you click on that link, you'll be able to be brought right to our website and learn a little more in depth about what our programs are. So camp fees pay the wages for our staff and instructors, as you can see here. The instructors, like I said, are US Sailing and Red Cross trained. With instructor wages as well as the substantial expenses to maintain and replace our fleet of sailboats and equipment, we have quite the operating budget here at the St. Croix Sailing School. Our fleet of sailboats and equipment is used virtually every day of the sailing season. We cover all of our maintenance, replacement, insurance, and operational expenses through donations from our many generous supporters. We gratefully welcome your participation in supporting the school. In these uncertain times, we're looking at a very tough year, so if you're interested in supporting, please follow that link. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get some of you guys out on the water this summer. One of our newer programs I forgot to mention is our Tuesday nights. We're offering family, friends, and sailing, family and friends sailing cruises on Tuesday evenings. So that'll be an opportunity for you to go take 3 hours out on the river. It'll be a cruise, you'll learn a little bit, but just kind of another way to open up the river to anybody that wants to learn how to sail or anybody that just wants to get on a sailboat out on the water. So yeah, that's my quick little spiel. If there's any questions from any of y'all, just kind of my goal here was to introduce you guys to the program if you hadn't heard about it before and give a little background on how we've grown since I saw you guys last. The biggest changes are our new location, which is a really great spot for the kids. They don't have to cross the street anymore. They have the playground right there, things like that. And yeah, we continue to grow, and we were looking for a really great year this year, but as are things, we're gonna adapt. We're still in kind of a holding pattern. We haven't officially canceled any of our summer programming yet. All of our spring programming is going to be done online, and like I said, we'll follow the CDC and local guidelines to make sure our community and kids all stay safe. So we won't be meeting unless it is allowed to do so. But that being said, we hope to be out there this summer. So any questions you might have?
I got a question.
Yeah, go for it.
I went on a grocery run this morning. I was down at the river about 10 o'clock this morning, and I noticed the water was fairly high, yep. Maybe another foot, and it'd be up on the road. I'm wondering if your new location is at risk to high water.
Yeah, so it definitely is at risk to high water. It does flood every spring. It's something we prepare for. I have the building is secured to the ground via earth anchors. All of our equipment that can get water damaged is as you can see in my background in my home office. And all of the boats are stored in the Buckeye Garage, or the C420 boats. We have another lease with the city that allow us to store the boats there. And then we prepare the site to be flooded. So this year is actually a good flood. I mean, it's going to flood every year. So this year we got up to an 86-foot crest, and it's already on its way down again. I know that'll change and fluctuate as we get more moisture and more rains coming through, but so far, knock on wood, this has been a pretty good flood season. Last year was pretty tough. We got all the way up to almost 89 feet, and the building was about halfway underwater. But again, I've prepared the building for that. We knew flooding was going to happen in that location, so we're well prepared and adjusted for that.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question, Colin. How many of your kids are on scholarships, and do you have that financed pretty well?
Yeah, so like I said, we don't turn away any kids. I would say through our scholarship program, we put about 5 to 10 kids through the program. And then through our partnership with Youth Advantage, which is a nonprofit out of Stillwater that provides students who qualify for free and reduced lunch, outdoor and athletic programs or extracurricular programs. I think we put around 7 of those kids through our program too. So about 17-ish kids.
Do you have a need for more money there?
Yes, we always do have a need for more money there. Most of the scholarship program dollars just kind of come out of our operating budget. In the past, our donations have fluctuated pretty greatly. So our scholarship dollar fund is low to non-existent. As we got some year-end donations. Pretty much all of our donations go to that scholarship fund because that's really a core of our mission, is getting everybody out of the water that can. And then our course fees, which are a little more expensive than your standard, basketball or soccer camp, but we have a lot of extra things that, especially insurance, just keeping the boats fit, paying instructors, and these instructors need to go through rigorous training. They need to be first aid, CPR certified. And they could go get a job that pays them $4 more an hour at Menards. So it's hard to, keep those instructors, keep them in. We want to pay them what they're worth. So we try to. So it's really our operating expenses go towards scholarship dollars as well. So that's kind of a long answer to your question, but yeah, we're always looking for more support.
Good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Colin, so I noticed, and I don't remember if I asked this question the last time you presented, but this time around on your boats, I noticed it looks like all of them are licensed. Now, my assumption is because they're so small, meaning licensed, they have individual numbers on them. Is that simply an identification, or is that a license because you are a commercial entity, as it were?
Yeah, so our C420 sailboats are all registered with the state of Minnesota. Our J22s are also registered. The Optis don't need to be registered. Some of them still have the 15 stickers on them. And I'm not sure the history of why they were ever registered. They're small enough where they don't need to be. We do register all of our boats in Minnesota because it's cheaper. But we do have a couple boats in Wisconsin. We're trying to go all towards Minnesota though, just because they are on a Minnesota waterway and a Wisconsin waterway. So there's we're trying to cut expenses as much as we can, and that's one of the ways we can do it. So all of our power boats are all registered as well. So we all have, all the state licenses and stuff.
Cool.
If that answers your question.
Anything else, guys? Otherwise, Colin, thank you very much for the update.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll get a chance to have a season this year. So.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. We'll hopefully at least be able to do some kind of thing. Maybe it's just, immediate families coming down and taking out the boats if they already know how to sail, or, we'll figure out some way to keep the community involved on the river and stay safe and social distance. The J22 is 22 feet long, so you could fit 3 people on it 6 feet apart, right?
Brian Hines, Zach McCabe, and Shelley, you guys joined late. Kind of went around the room for anyone that wanted to say anything. You guys want to, how's things going? Any updates?
Sure, I'll go. Updates are, things are good. We're considered an essential business, so we're still operating, although 3 weeks ago, I moved all of my employees to their homes and they're all working remotely. So I'm the only one in my office, which turns out is the safest environment for me to be in. So, and we're still working on projects we had, you know, really before all of this started. So, and we just got a new job for a bank, not here in Hudson, but over in South St. Paul. So we're pretty excited about that. And
cool.
Construction is still happening. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Zach?
Hey guys, yeah, things are good here at the office. For us, we are an essential service and helping, quite frankly, the rest of the medical community with especially musculoskeletal stuff, like a lot of you dealing with a not so perfect at-home work environment. We're seeing a lot of upper back and neck issues popping up even more than usual, and then just a general influx of people wanting to be healthy right now, wanting to do as much as they possibly can for health. So business was down a little bit when Governor Evers gave his order. I think it's probably because most people thought we were closed, but we are not. We've been open and quite frankly, busy as ever right now. And then just each week we're taking some extra measures to make sure people are safe while they're here, you know, spreading chairs out, a lot of extra cleaning above and beyond what we normally do. And then, you know, just implementing a few barriers here and there and things such as that. But otherwise, yeah, things are good here. Family's good. Life is good.
Shelley, how you doing? Shelley, how are you doing?
I just unmuted Shelley just in case you couldn't find the button fast enough. And she just muted herself again, so.
Okay. Okay. Well, then that's all for this week, guys. We stay tuned to this channel. We'll be back next Thursday. And stay safe, everybody.
You too. Bye.
Have a good week.
Good to see you guys.
Thanks again for having me.
Fine.